If your ink's too slow and your nib won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to see you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Okay, we got a lot of things to go over and talk about. First, this is more of an info Zoom meeting. I'm not reviewing anything new till starting January 1. I do have some awesome holy grail that will be appearing in front of you. It took some time to get them, and but thank God they're here. They've been here for over a month.
Wow.
And but I haven't even touched it. I just took it out.
Were they not part of your mail call? You did not have them involved in your mail call?
No, dare not show those. No.
That's top secret.
Yes, it's gonna blow you away. I'm after you, Tony. And then I'll get Big Dave later. I'll get the whole.
It does. Just the fact that you're here blows me away. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's the best grill we've got.
So, okay, so here's what's happening. There's been a lot of confusion on Mr. Announcer's schedule. That's because we've had a lot of rescheduling, cancellation because of the holidays. Okay, so that's what's happening. So I've been, behind the enemy lines, redoing everything and getting everybody back in shape. So go ahead, Mr. Announcer. You can start it first.
What we have on schedule. On December 30th at 6:30 is Mike Riggs. That is open to the public. Then on the 9th of January will be Paul Bennett of Karis Customs at noon. On January 18th, Michael Ward. And January 30th, Salvatore Matrone at 4 o'clock.
And we have Diego. Can't pronounce his last name. I'm still waiting for confirmation on this. And I think he's the left-handed person that will be speaking as well. Also, I did hear from, okay, who's that one? Come on, not John, but the other gentleman from, what is his name? I have another one coming on that I have to just get with him and on the date. To make sure that he's in. Let me check it out real quick. Forgive me, people. It's called communication breakdown. That's what it's called. So Bryce, I think it's Bryce. Remember Bryce? Yeah, he's be coming on, and I'll give you more feedback on that. Okay. So, and then of course I'll have Frank with me as well. So there's a lot of things happening, and there's more than that happening still behind the background, but can't do anything till really next year to get everybody in place. But it's going to be a whole new show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very appetizing, very appealing. Y'all can finally meet these people, interact with these people, and I'm going to do some lengthy, more so-called videos on calligraphy after I bring Mike on, because Mike is a serious calligrapher. This guy is genuine. He's the real McCoy. This guy is the real deal. I know Dr. Joe, welcome, Doc. He sent me one of the videos of Mike doing his thing, and it was just awesome. Totally awesome, his work. So I can't wait to have him on, and I'll have him on again, and so he can bring more of his creative, talk about calligraphy and help people like Mr. Announcer with calligraphy. I don't need any help. I'm expert. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, in our group and on Facebook, we've had some questions about a certain pen that has come out. I believe it's a Chinese-made pen, skeleton pen. Remember this pen's right there? Can y'all see it pretty good or not?
Is that the Avinash?
I think, yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, I've got mine. I ordered one.
Okay, all right.
I ordered one, Larry.
Okay, I'll wait for mine to come in, and so that's happening.
Is that the vacuum filler?
Huh?
Is that the vacuum filler? Vac filler?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
I saw it today
Yeah.
also, yeah.
I have the green
Send me the
one.
link for that. Send me the link for that, please. I want to look at it.
Yeah, it's brass, it's a brass overlay on the resin pen, and it's got a vac filler, and it's $32.
God.
Yeah, I know. I'm no telling about the nib, but you know, it's a brass overlay with the vac filler. That's about the price of a TWSBI Eco.
I can tell you all about it now. It's really more than that. The skeleton is cut from a solid tube of brass
Yeah,
that requires more than 30 manual operations to reach the final base of the design. The surface of the skeleton are treated in chrome coating. The overlay is combined with transparent acrylic so that you can watch the ink flowing through the clear acrylic body. Each of the iridium nibs was polished, aligned, and tested manually to ensure that they write smoothly and flow easily. Every process is completed. Craftsmen who have been in the pen industry for more than 20 years. The piston filling stick was made of a durable stainless steel. It was equipped with the multi O-rings to prevent ink leakage and ensure filling is easy. So those are the detail in the pens. The size of nibs that they have available currently are extra fine and fine, but I've already gotten in contact with people, and as soon as the medium nib comes out, they will send it to me as well, because I'm going to do all the nibs on them. And on my review, I will be posting pictures of everything, factories and people, the whole history, 9 yards about this creation. So it should be interesting if I don't go into limbo and forget. So
If somebody could just post a link in the chat section, I'd appreciate it. I have not seen this before.
yeah, I think Troy did. Troy just did, I believe.
Did Troy do?
Thank you, Troy.
I don't know if you heard of it, but there's another pen by Majon, which used to be Moon Man.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's called A1.
Yeah.
It's a knockoff of Vanishing Point. It's on pre-order now.
Oh, really? I want not post a vanishing point, huh?
Yeah. $40 on AliExpress. Pre-order. They're saying.
Dr. Joe, how you been doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You know, it's interesting. Sometimes we make these assumptions that because it's made in China and it's cheap, it's not as well made. I can tell you from an instrument standpoint, guitars, the Eastman guitars made in China are every bit the match for almost any American-made guitar. And it's so much slower. I almost feel guilty buying one. And but they do some incredible work. You know,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the company I sell for, the tent company, the structures that I sell are made in China. They're part owners of our company here, but they're all made in China. And I have to specify that when customers go, "Oh, where are your tents made?" When I say in China, they immediately assume that they're low quality. Well, the company that I sell for did the Beijing Olympics, so they're not a low grade product. So pens are the same way. I mean, we can buy these pens that are inexpensive. Their labor costs and all their restrictions are far less than what we have here, and I think that's why they can make them so cheap or inexpensive, I should say.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
that's always the thing. Yeah.
So, Doc, are you getting a new Mont Blanc?
No, Larry, I'm getting another Tassia. You know that one Tassia I had with the abalone and the quail
Yeah.
eggshells wrapped around it? Well, apparently they're doing some really nice pens now. It almost looks to me like both that one I just described as well as the one I just ordered are basically built on a ebonite king of pen frame. It's just that the nib is only the regular size. They do in the one with the looks like the snowy thing with all the eggshells. They do make that in a king of pen size nib, but that's about almost another $1,000 more expensive. It approaches the $3,000 mark. And I'm trying my hand at a medium nib with this new pen, but it's urushi in gold, and I was pretty floored when I seen it. So I'll let you know. Matter of fact, Fonte Pluma, it's the first time I've actually dealt with them. I know Stephen Brown has done that, as well as my buddy John. And I put the order in last night. It was shipped this morning via DHL. So I should have it January 4th. Pretty psyched about it. So it's
Wow.
I mean, it's not a cheap pen, but it looks good. And then I remembered, if you see my post, I remembered I bought one of these brass pens. I can't remember for the life of me who posted that on Instagram, but it's called a Pocket Master. And it's a really cool looking pen that they give you the option to get an 18 karat gold nib on there. It's a Bach nib. And so I went with an EF Bach 18 karat gold nib on that. And just in case anybody's wondering, I don't see any advantage to writing with gold over steel unless you like a little more spring in your step. But for me, it's just about if my own preference. If I'm going to spend money on a fountain pen, I want it to be a gold nib, period. If you want steel, God bless you. Do what you need to do. But for me, it's got to be, a gold nib. It has nothing to do with writing quality. As you guys know, I made my name with using steel dip pens. So I have no problem using steel nibs. So anyway.
Dr. Joe is the kind of person when I come on, I just can't wait to see. It's like Christmas every day because you never know what he's going to come up with, man. This dude is like a magician. He wanders the space internet searching in the deepest parts of the universe for that certain magical pen. And then he puts it on us and then he says to himself quietly, "Eat your heart out, people." Oh, no. And then he has a bottle of wine that he downs it with. And then he's gone. He's out for the night. Can you see Dr. Joe sleeping in bed? Look, with his pen and bottle of wine and guitar.
I actually enjoy photographing the pens almost as much as I enjoy using them. I've got that set up on the other end, on that side of me.
Yeah, he's excited about giving me pure hell when he does it too. He loved it. He loved it. Come on, he loves it. Yeah, that's okay. All right. So pretty soon, Mr. Announcer's identity will be revealed. Finally, it's that time. Yes.
No, wait a minute, Larry. You can't. Are you sure about this? Because it's almost like the shadow. You didn't know who it was. It was all of a sudden he's in the background. But
it's up to him. If he wants to change his mind, he can. It's up to him.
No,
once you do it, you can't undo it.
We have decided January 1st will be the big reveal.
Okay.
Now, let me say this. You think Frankenstein looks scary? The Mummy, Dracula, the werewolf, whatever. But do you see this freak?
Larry.
That's okay. I have filters that I can put on him for the video.
Okay.
And they're not nice ones either.
Well, those are all, Larry, those are all terms of endearment for Mr. Announcer. We all know you love him. And he's you won't, although you won't let him use your pens too often, but we know you love him. Look at that.
He don't use my pens at all. No, heck no. Because you know how that nib is, right? When he gets through using it, no. Bless his heart. Yeah. He can hold them. And they're right.
Yes.
That's it. No more. No, that's the end of the story. No. Okay, so we got that going on. So like I said, we got a lot going on for starting next year. I'm still working with tactical, turn pens? I'm still working with them.
Tactile turns?
Tactile turns, yeah. I'm still trying to hit the hearts of some of these pen companies like Pilot and Visconti, people like that. I want to go into the building with them. This is what I'm trying to do right now as well. So there's a lot of things happening. It takes a lot of time to do this, and messages don't get sent back that quickly. So yeah, but it's cool what's going on. So what else is going on? Okay, now as far as Mr. Announcement sheet again, when he puts them on, some will be private because people don't want to come on yet with the room open. They don't feel comfortable yet, so I respect that. And then I'll bring them on again, then it'll be open. Okay, so that's how that works. What else? Did I miss anything?
No.
On that? Okay. Something else.
Yes. Larry, yeah, I noticed that John, the moon pen, John, has reduced the price of his moon pen to $195.
What were they before? 250, 275?
I think it was, yeah. I noticed that he posted something on either Instagram or Facebook. You might check that out if you're interested in that pen. he's dropped the price down to $195.
I think he
Shit.
said what, he had 8 or 11 of them left or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So today is the 28th. It's a special day for us anyway, because today is the day at 5:28 p.m. last year that our beloved Cubby passed away. So, and
Wow.
I think you got me this, didn't you? Or did,
No, one of the viewers.
yeah, one of my viewers, the one who's silent, sent me this, a little heart for Cubby. And then another viewer sent me Cubby. And then another viewer painted this. And then Jake got a pillow for me. It's in the bedroom for Cubby. So, and there's more stuff in there that people have sent. So I want to say thank you to all those people that sent me, because, you know, some people think that I'm going to get over this, you know, in time, but I'll tell you straight up, I'll never get over it in time. No, Cubby was family. If you lost one of your own child, would you ever get over it? No, you wouldn't. Come on. No, it's going to stay with you. You have to learn to live with it and deal with it. Yeah, but to get over it, I talk to Cubby every night. Every night I talk to Cubby. He's in bed with me. We're talking. I'm hugging him, and we're having fun. Yeah, that's just how I roll. I mean, you know, yeah, I may sound weird or freaky, but at this point at my age, who cares? And I'm saying, this is me. This is who I am. I don't try to put on fronts and be plastic and be something that I'm not. People have always said, well, Larry, you sure don't act your age. I said, why should I act the way I feel? I feel good the way I am. I'm not trying to impress anybody. When it's time for me to get down to business, personality changes. Then it's business. We're on. One-on-one, baby. Then we rock. Okay? So that's what's going on with Cubby. I'm still doing the Robert Oyster inks. And I had a picture to show you all. Now the picture is ugly because I don't know how to color. I can't do much of anything but talk. But I don't. I'll find it later. But I'll show it later. But anyway, it's a picture of a bird. So I'm painting it with different colors of Robert Oyster inks, and then there's going to be more of Oyster inks coming out as I do different kind of colorings and patterns with them. That's going to be interesting as well. Talk about Cancer Awareness Week. I think that's breast cancer, isn't that right? If anybody can elaborate on that, what week that is every year that comes up, or what month? Well, it's a very serious issue. Not only women get it, men get it as well. So, and it's deadly. It'll take your life real quick. So that's something that I'm going to be working on the coming year as well. I just couldn't believe some of the news I've gotten from some friends of mine. So it was really shocking as well. What else is happening on this end? Of course, back to Mike Green. Yeah. We're doing a giveaway with Mike Green. That's coming up when? January 20 something?
22nd, maybe?
22nd, maybe. So Mike is sending me some pins to show you, some kit pins. They're rollerball, or you can use gel in them, or ballpoint. I think a mechanical pencil, I think, unless he's working on one, and a fountain pen. So I'll be showing you some of those. I know not everybody is into all that, but you know, we all are different. Some people are into ballpoints and rollerballs and gel pens. I mean, come on. So I use them all, I guess. I even use a pencil, number 2 pencil.
That's my favorite thing to write with, is a pencil. I prefer
that. There you go. Thank you, Doc, for that support. Rough.
Love that, man.
Okay, Doc's in the lead at 2 points. So he's got the Mont Blanc and got the pencil. So that's a good thing. So anyway, so oh, by the way, I did sell a couple of years ago, Doc, my Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul.
Did you?
Yeah. I did not know you were even in guitars, brother. It was a beauty, baby. And I sold my Fender Strat, beautiful pearl white. So those babies are gone. So anyway, but you don't play bass, do you, Doc?
There's a bass over my There's a bass over this shoulder. You see her in the back there? It's the Fender.
Oh, I can't see it. Oh, okay. You do play bass. Okay.
Well,
So-
I play bass. I'm not a bassist, but yeah, I can play it for recording, but I'm not somebody who's fluent with the runs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
me too. I have I don't have the expensive one, that next lower one by the violin bass that Paul McCartney,
Oh,
used
the
on.
Hofner, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the Hofner, I have the less one. Yeah, but it looks great. It sounds great. It's got a good tone to it. So I have that one still. I have my Vox small box amp that is really dynamite. I love it. And I sold the Fender custom amps, the big ones, the Showmans. So I've got some. I got rid of some. Oh, and I sold my what was that the brand of it? It wasn't Swing. It was anyway. I sold my drum set finally. I have my old one I had for like 15, 20 years. It's poor thing is old like me. When it jingles, and you hit it, I got to get in and tune the poor thing. But I sold that one. So that's what's going on the hip side of Zoom Pen Hangout. So everybody, share with me what Santa brought to you for Christmas. I want to start with Troy.
All right. Well, in terms of pens, actually not a whole lot pen-wise, but I did get this. It's actually a very simple, no name, generic calligraphy set.
Okay,
And,
I got one. I think Kara gave me one.
Yeah, so I've been playing with this. I think my wife picked it up for me. She didn't know much about it, but I figured, all right, why not? So yeah. It's got nibs that range from 0.7 millimeter up to 2.9. So just today I decided to whip one of them out. So it just takes standard international cartridges, and it comes with a bunch of different colors already with it. And the nibs actually aren't just the nib; it's the entire section that it comes with. So if you want to change out the nib's into an entire section. So you just unscrew it, put it in a different section, and put a cartridge in. I haven't tried putting in a converter yet, but I started playing today with a 1.5 stub because I haven't used a 1.5 stub before. I've only gone as high as 1.1. So I figured, all right, let's try up to a 1.5 and then work my way up to the over 2 just to see what I like. So I'm finding more and more that I'm actually liking stub nibs more and more.
Really?
Yeah, I just something about them.
Yet. I have tried some stub nibs. I have some, but yeah, I just haven't yet.
Well, if you don't like that 1.1 stub for the TWSBI that I sent you a long time ago, send it back because I'm starting.
That's different. I mean, that 1 point, it's different than the ones I'm talking about. Maybe I'm talking about the wrong one. The ends seem to cut into paper.
Yeah, I haven't had much trouble with anything I've been writing with, but the more I use them lately, for a long time I didn't use them, and at first I didn't much care for them, but I've been finding lately 1.1 stubs I've really been liking. And I've got a couple of stubs on some Watermans and on a Wall Eversharp deco band that I really, really like. And with that 1920s deco band, late 20s, early 30s, it really made me think, wow, I'm really liking that more and more. So I've been using more and more 1.1 stubs here lately. And so I'll be playing with more to see what I like. I'm not much into calligraphy. I'm not yet. But I do like how my handwriting looks better with the 1.1 stub than with fine, extra fine, and medium so far. So, pen wise, that's what I got for Christmas.
So now I might be wrong on this. I do have a vanishing point that I ordered a couple of years ago. The new was it a 1.0 nib that came out with? Remember that one on Pilot vanishing point?
No, I'm not familiar with it. I mean, I've got a broad on a vanishing point. I really like how it writes.
Well,
But
I like the 1.0 on the vanishing point myself. So, I'm feeling it on that. That's pretty cool. Is there a major difference, Doc, between the italic stub and just a stub?
Well, I think when you're talking about what we call chisel point, chisel edge pens,
Yeah.
that's basically for, italic text lettering, Gothic text lettering. And you mentioned something cutting into the paper. Well, for those, I'm not proficient in text lettering like that. My stuff is copper plate, pointed pen. But I can tell you this, for those who really take that to new heights, they actually sharpen the edges. So they're very much like a chisel. I'm not going to cut you, but they want these squared edges. So when they have very clean, crisp strokes. And so I actually have several different PDFs from past penmen that talk about text lettering. You just have to keep the chisel point at a certain angle, no matter where you go with it. And that gives you the thicks and thins. And I think, no, they're wonderful. It's a wonderful, I actually got into that first, but I didn't stay with it. I preferred the pointed pen. So I think that's I think that's a great thing to have. And it's just fun. You got to have fun with lettering. Sometimes people get so into it, it becomes wearing on and tearing on their life and hand. But I think if you just enjoy it, just keep the chisel edge at a certain angle. I'll post something in the chat section that
Now,
shows how to do it for the past master.
I have been playing around with the couple of different nibs. I played around with the broad nib on Kaveca before. It's okay. I like it. Then I've tried the double broad, and I really like that as well. And then I now playing around with the Lamy broad nib more, which I like. And I've been looking for a double broad nib, so I've called just about everybody that I know of. And they said they don't make a double broad Lamy nib. The closest you're going to get to that is going to be a 1.5 nib, they said on that. So I did order a Lamy 1.5 nib to check that out. So I just want to see what the nibs are like. I've tried different 1.5s, 1.1s, 1.2 and 3s. I don't know if I've done a 1.9 yet. So that
the size you write at, Larry, would dictate really what size you need to use. Because obviously, if you try to really wide point, you're only writing in a very small space, it's not going to look good. And basically, the nib, the X height should be 5 nib widths tall.
okay, yeah.
Can you break that? Yes, you can. Doesn't really matter if you want to do something different, but the size of the letter becomes important when because if you're writing really big, let's say sometimes I write really big letters. A narrow stub or a chisel point is not going to make that big of a dramatic difference when you write. So as you go smaller, the nib size has to compensate, or as you go larger. People that write posters, they have these handmade nibs that are like that wide, so they can write really large and it still be impressive.
So the reason why I guess got into it, I have a friend of mine that writes me, and he gets into those double broad nib, big nibs. And what I like about it, it takes up almost a full page. So I get all these pages in the letters, and for him to write, because it's so big. Wow, I said, that's cool. So when I write you out a letter, I'm going to get these big nibs, and that way you think I'm doing a lot of writing, and I'm not. So see.
No, it's challenging to write very small as it is challenging to write very large. And hey, Tony, I'm sorry, Stan, by the way, you see that thing you got on your screen with the grenade? I actually ordered one from Amazon for my office.
With the what?
It says, complaint department, take a number, and it's actually a number on a hand grenade. So you pull the thing.
Okay.
So it's a gimmick.
Back to Troy. Troy, that Waterman you sent, Mr. Announcer? Man.
Yes, sir.
That pen's to die for. Smooth nib, wet. It's just unbelievably clean. I loved it. It just really, yep. And I'll be talking about that one next year. It's nice. It is.
Yeah,
nice.
it's always been a great workhorse of a pen. I'm sorry that Waterman stopped making them back in the late 90s. I think up to almost 2000 or so, but the Waterman Filius is what we were talking about. It's a steel nib, but I like the Art Deco design on it. and it eats any ink I ever put into it without a problem. It's always written well. And it's just been a great workhorse of a pen, and it's become one of my favorites. It was my first real fountain pen. The first one I ever touched for a fountain pen was a Waterman Phileas that a buddy of mine had. I eventually bought one, liked it a lot, and it's all I used for almost 20 years was one of those. So I've been picking up sets of those, and I got a drawer full of them now in the various colors that they came in. Not the Cultors, because those, you know, the even cheaper versions of the Phileas, and they're just not quite the quality that the Phileas has got. But they're going for nuts prices right now. I just saw them just today for over $100. I seen some people trying to get $200. I paid $40 for that set that I set Mr. Announcer back when I first bought it in the 90s. It was $40 brand new in the package at a Michael's craft store.
Wow.
And that you're not going to find them for $40 now on eBay or anywhere else. But if I find a reasonable price, even though I've got them and even in that color, I've been picking them up because I know someone else will appreciate it. Or if it's a color I don't have, I've added to my collection, or a nib I didn't have. I bought one at the Raleigh Pen Show that was a stub nib, and I really like it. It was a red version with a good stub on it. So I've been using that quite a bit, and ran it out of ink. Got to clean it, put it back into rotation eventually, kind of thing. But I knew that he would enjoy that.
That I was totally surprised. I wasn't expecting to get that kind of writing results with that pen. I knew it was going to write okay, but that thing just was great. It did its thing. It was like, really, huh? I had to fill it up again and write it. So, got a question for you, Tony, and anybody else that can answer it. Now, I might get the pen wrong. So, the inlay nib on a Waterman Kareem or Philly? Ring a bell? That true or not?
Yeah, Waterman Kareem.
Okay, Kareem. Okay, is it inlay? Is it or is it not?
It is.
Okay, it is. Okay, I've been told by some people, I'll just break it down nice, that I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so they went on, and I thought I was hitting dementia level already. So anyway, I looked at the pen, and it sure looked at me. Then I looked at Troy's review, and it said the same thing. And I looked at other people's review, and they're saying the same thing. So why are they dogging me? I mean, I got troll dog big time. And they're saying it is not an inlay nib. What the heck do you call it then? So that was kind of interesting, you know? What name, Mr. Announcer? So, as Troy looks for his, yep. And I like those pens myself a lot. They write well. What happened?
I was looking. Did Liz get anything pen related for Christmas?
Liz, let's see.
You know she did.
No, I actually, Joe, when I won the giveaway for Joe, it arrived Christmas Eve, which was perfect. It's the Sailor Pro Gear Slim and Blueberry with a medium nib. So that's what I received. It wasn't really a Christmas present, but it arrived on Christmas Eve. It was perfect.
Have you tried writing it yet?
Beautifully. I'm sorry?
You've written with it already?
Oh yeah. Dan, I got, from Dan Smith, he did the Tune and Smooth thing, and I mean it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, Dan just had his website hacked.
I know.
He's actually down for a while.
I know. He said it's going to be for a few weeks. The Blueberry actually matches my didn't do this for this reason, but it matches my traveler's notebook that I have in leather here, which is in they call it a different color, but it's really nice. But yeah, Dan said he's going to be down for over a month. He's thinking for some reason his website was hacked, but he is taking orders through email. If you email him, ask him about a pen, he said he'll send you what he has available and in a price.
Okay, Troy, you're going to talk about the Waterman.
Sure. Taking a look, Larry. First, I'm going to show you a Schaefer PFM, and this was generally considered an inlaid nib. Okay, so
Yep,
that's a PFM with an inlaid nib. Everybody pretty much accepts that that's an inlaid nib, right?
Yes, yes.
Here's your Waterman Karen, and there's your nib
Yes.
on the Karen.
Yes.
So let's put the two side by side here. Well, if I can get the camera's going a little backwards. All right, but there's your difference between the size and style of the nibs, but they're pretty much the same concept. So how you can call one inlaid and the other one not, I don't get it. So
Well,
to me,
but I still go to it. I kept telling, well, you say what you want, I say what I want. I don't know what you're looking at, but it is what it is.
and then just to give you an example too, the Edson is pretty much considered to be an inlaid nib as well. So there's an Edson right there.
Yeah, I like that pen.
And then there is the Karen, the baby brother to the Edson. And I got to tell you, the Edson is actually one of my favorites. I've got one in a fine nib that I don't really like how it writes quite as much as how I like the medium nib on that. And so I've got the Boucheron edition in the Edson and in fine. And I wish the Boucheron was in a medium nib. But that sapphire version in the Edson, inlaid nib, that pretty much everybody agrees that that's an inlaid nib. How you can have the Schaefer PFM considered an inlaid nib, but not the Edson or not the Karen, go figure. But the Karen was actually the first real, to call it expensive, over $100 pen I ever bought was that Karen. So it was one of those that I saw that blue, that royal blue with a gold trim and that nib. I said, that's absolutely gorgeous. That was the first one I said, got to have that kind of thing. So.
Okay, if y'all forgive me for a minute, let me just visit with Justin for a minute. Just a little joke with Justin. I see you like Robbie the Robot, right, Justin?
Oh yeah, man.
Robbie rocks. Robbie rocks. So I want you to meet Robbie. He's here, been waiting for you to come on. So Robbie, this is Justin. You have to excuse him, but he's here.
For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
He talks. You've got a bigger one.
Yep. And he walks. He is so cool.
Welcome out aboard, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
Danger Will Robinson, Danger Will
Yes.
Robinson.
Thank you, Robbie. Okay.
Wasn't he in Mysterious Planet as well?
Yeah.
That's where he came from. Yeah.
That's where he is. Yeah. Robbie. So there you go. Made your day, Justin.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that was Mr. Robbie. Robbie the Cool. Yes. And Mr. Tony is back. All right. All right. So anything else you'd like to elaborate, Mr. Troy? And you're on mute.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You just got back from wherever you just came back. So
It's cold here, so I was out hiking in the snow.
okay. Right. Well, today here in Fort Worth, we're in shorts.
Yeah.
I got my long johns on. It's cold here.
It was in the mid 70s in North Carolina today. So
Wow.
Oh, nice.
We have a lot of snow here in Washington.
Oh, Liz, you're in Washington State as well?
Yeah, Black Diamond.
Oh, right on. I'm over in Otis Orchard, just outside of Spokane.
Okay. Yeah, we had a lot of snow. Power out for a while. Roads have not been cleared. It's
Really?
been fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Be safe.
It's been fun.
I got back to Augusta on Sunday. I think it was almost 80 degrees here on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Dr. Joe, are you in Florida?
Augusta, Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
I know I'm a Southern California girl, so this is this is challenging.
So I want to touch real quick on Mike Green. And you can all be honest. This is what it's all about, constructive criticism. But, you know, Michael really did impress me. Michael, for now being a pen maker for 8 months, he has done one incredible job. Is the pens that he sells worth the money? Yes. And now, since he's upped his game, he's making sure that every nib, he sent it to a nib guy to make sure that they're all tuned perfect. No charge. You can't beat that. You can't beat that with the stick. How do you like yours, Troy? Troy. Sorry. Yeah. I'm Larry. That's
You
Shiva.
we both have a T and an O, but actually, when I first saw this one on his website, this is the black ebonite. That was the one that really caught my attention when he had that one. When I went to go buy it, actually, I had asked him about it. He had given me some info on it, and I said, okay. And then I kind of dropped the ball and didn't do anything with it. And then when he had his Black Friday sale, 30% off, I said, yeah, I probably ought to pull the trigger if I'm going to do it, because I'm not going to get any cheaper than that. So, I mean, that brought this price down to what, $130, $120 or so. Maybe $125, including shipping. I'm trying to remember. And so he uses Bach nibs. I have no problem with Bach nibs.
Yeah,
the nib that he had in it, though, was it was black to match the pen, which is pretty cool, but it was a fine nib, because I told him I want a nice buttery smooth medium nib at least. Maybe I'll accept broad, I'll accept stub, but in general, I wanted a nice boring smooth nib. So he threw in a silver one for me, made sure it was nicely tuned. I've used this one a lot. It's well constructed. It's easy to write with. I've been happy with it. So I thought for being somebody who's fairly new at it, I thought he actually did a really good piece of work on it.
He really does. You got to get.
Can I tell you the other side? Can I tell you the other half
Dan.
of that same?
Go ahead, Dan.
This is the other half of that story. Okay, I think I've told Troy a little bit about this, but I really, I was on that one show when he was on, and he showed, I think, the last one he had left, which was called the black and white, but it's really more like a tan and black and tan. Anyways, gorgeous pen, ebonite pen, like Troy's, and I was able to get it. Okay, I don't buy really expensive pens, but this is a nice pen. I bought the thing, and I was a little bit apprehensive, but the price was phenomenal, and I was able to get it, and I love that pen. And he said he just happened to have, because I'd seen a picture of one. It was the one that Troy had when they showed a picture of it with a black nib on it. So I said, I really like that pen. I'd like to get it, but do you have any black nibs, a black fine nib? He says, well, I just so happen to have one. I had a guy that was going to buy it, but then he didn't want anything but a medium. So now I have this fine black nib. So I said, I'll take it. So I got this beautiful pen, and the workmanship is really, 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 really nice. I mean, what a nice feeling pen. So it's a big pen, but nice feeling pen. And it has a beautiful black Bach fine nib in it. I fell in love with it, and I wanted to get my son something for Christmas. And I was looking through my box of pens thinking, which one of these do I want to part with? You know, and I kept not wanting to put this pen out there as one of the possibilities. And finally I wrestled with it. I thought, all right, I fell in love with this pen. I'm going to give it to my kid anyway. So I gave up my beautiful Mike Green ebonite black nib Bach nib pen to my son. He loved it, and lo and behold, a couple people gave me some cash for Christmas. I got a hold of Mike. I said, "Hey, Mike, you got any more ebonite pens?" He said, "Well, I got some coming." And so I said, "Sold." So I'm replacing the pen with the mysterious black nib that Troy gave up and I took and I lost. Now I'm going to replace it again, hopefully with one like that. I love it.
Now I want to finish this story. Okay, you know about the giveaway. You know how Tony how hard it is for me to give away pens, right? I kind of, in the background, wanted to steal them, Liz. I just say I gave them away and I don't send you anything. So, but Mr. Announcer will tell on me for real. He's a rat. So now this was a mistake, an honest mistake, a truthful mistake. All right, when I sent yours out, Dan, okay, I sent the other gentleman out. It's Izzy or what? ESSA something.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I don't know how to.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it. So anyway, go to the post office and mail everything. So everything's done, gone, long time ago. So you write back how you like it. You tell me all about it. You received it, but I never ever heard anything from the gentleman. I wonder if he liked my pen or not. Well, I didn't say anything. So maybe about was it this week? No, last week one day. Finally, I get an email. He said, "Mr. Larry, by chance, did you send my pen out?" My pen? What pen? And so I'm looking, I said, "Yeah, I sent that out when I sent Dan's pen out." He said, "Well, I never received it. Maybe because the mail is so slow here." And I said, "Well, yeah, why don't you give it a few more days?" It's been over a month, I think, hadn't it, Dan, since you had yours?
Which one now? The
remember when I sent your pen that you won or somebody won? Was it you that won a pen?
No, I didn't win it.
Whoever won a pen,
yeah,
they emailed me back. They won a pen and they loved it and liked it and all that. So anyway, so that was the same time I sent it. So anyway, so I emailed him back. I said, "Well, you know what? Let me look for the tracking number. Did I send you one?" He said, "No, because I always send a tracking number." And I said, "Well, let me look for it." No, because I forget a lot nowadays. I couldn't find it. And I looked everywhere in the house, the car, couldn't find it. So I said, "Well, I can't find it. Let me go to the post office when it opens up that following day." So here I am still looking for it. And this announcer was helping me look. We're looking everywhere in the house for paper. And then as I was sitting here in the pen room, I was doing something on the desk. And I happened to look up, and Lord behold, right before my eyes, there it sat on a pen stand. Never went anywhere. So whoever got whatever didn't get that pen. So anyway, so I went ahead and got it to him, mailed it to him. Thank you. Solved. That was a close one.
Larry, there's a psychological term for that. It's called a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So Justin, what does Santa bring you, Justin?
What did Santa bring me?
Yes.
I don't, Santa Claus is dead.
No!
Yeah.
No, never, ever.
Do you know
Santa
my
Claus
favorite?
Right here, baby, rock and roll to stay.
Did I send you my Santa Claus sticker?
Yes, you did.
Did I tell you the story of Saint Nick?
Yes, you did. I was being nice to you too.
All right. And Santa Claus gave me a hug, but he gave other guys punches in the face from what I hear. Okay, so new pen day. I got two things. And I know you've been looking at those Chinese pens again, Larry. I know you're a Chinese pen fan, so I'll show you the Chinese pen. Well, they're both technically Chinese pens, but this is the formerly Moonman, now Majon T5.
Okay.
And the gal that's selling those other ones, I can't think of the name, like Ali something. She sells these as well. I like Moonman pens. I mean, they're blatant knockoffs. In some things like that, it looks like a pilot clip. And this looks kind of pilot-y, sailory. I don't know, but it's a piston filler, and it's got a really cool ink window. And my light's not showing too well, but it's got like a spray paint splash of green on there. They've got matte black, everything, but I like these for a couple of 30 bucks.
It looks almost like an Aurora Optima.
Yeah. I mean, Auroras had those funky little wheels on the end. This is just like the pilot ball.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it could be. It's got kind of like that domey top to it, like maybe an Aurora would.
Does it come with
shapes that are borrowed from a lot of things, no doubt.
Does it come with a number 5 or number 6 now?
Number 5.
Let me look. I think it's it's a 6.
Okay, the Moon Man. Okay, I'm talking about
Yeah.
the one that you're talking about, the one that I ordered. Those nibs are number 5
skeleton.
right now. Okay, but they may
Well, the
change
common-
later to 6.
The common denominator between those two is the lady selling them. She sells a lot of different. She's got that Etsy shop. This is where I got the T5 is from that Etsy shop. I think it's Easy Buy. So those are nice.
You can get them on Amazon, and I've got them all written down where you can get them now.
She's had a discount thing on Amazon for a while, but I don't know if she's running them on there anymore. And I can't. I'm gonna be terrible pronouncing it. But it's like Chowling is her name, I think.
Yeah.
On Facebook. And my other pen, which would not admit to being made in China, although it is the Narwhal Nautilus. This is their ebonite pen, and you can see the cool little 3 portholes. And I like ebonite. You know, I've got one other. I've got an Indian ebonite pen. It's the giant Gamma Supreme, but this one's really nice. It's a piston filler. This one is the cephalopod black, so it's got a black nib. I'm sorry, my camera's not good enough to focus on this with webcam. Number 6 as well. These, interesting enough, are Moonman nib units. So what I was wanting to do is franken-pen this a little bit, and the guy from Flexible Nib Factory, who makes all those ebonite feeds, actually sourcing them from India. And I think Pen World is the shortcut to cut out the middleman, and the price is maybe about 20 or 30 bucks cheaper per ebonite feed. But I'm gonna try to franken-pen a red feed into this thing and make it into kind of a cool Black Widow, because the pen's all black, but having a red feed in there would be awesome, especially with ebonite. They did kind of cut corners in the sense that the feed is plastic. I wish they put an ebonite feed in this, being that the rest of the pen is ebonite, but it still writes really nicely. Just on par, like with any other steel nib you'd find. The Moonman nibs, I think, are just as good as Box or Yowo's. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's talk to Stan. The bomber pen bomber.
I got one pen, a Franken pen. This Franken pen. Oh, camera, pick it up. Yeah, so I ordered a pen body from Ranga. It's an ebonite with blue honey ripple with black specks, and I wanted it to have a titanium nib. Yes, something like that, exactly. But Ranga Pen sells their titanium nib unit, back units for $69, and they come with plastic feeds and plastic collars. And I wanted ebonite feed and ebonite collar. So I found that Magna Carta bought titanium units with plastic feed of ebonite feed. I hope it can be seen. Let me try zooming in here. Ebonite feed and ebonite collar, only $42 with shipping with taxes. It was a no-brainer. It's unbranded, I mean unmarked. It's just a plain titanium nib. So I ordered that unit from Pen World, also in Indian site. They're packing terribly, their shipments, absolutely unprotected. But the nib and unit came in one piece. It was just scratchy. No machine times, and I worked with micromesh, and it's fine. Now I understand. It's my first ebonite pen and first pen with ebonite feed. Now I understand why all of you are gushing about ebonite feeds. Absolutely better performance than a plastic feed. I absolutely love this pen. Great workmanship.
You know, I did a review once for Click pens, not Magna Carta. I've done them, but another gentleman from India, and their pens are really nice. And Frank from Federalist Pens and Paper, he carries them, and the pens are fantastic. And for the price, it's so affordable. I couldn't believe it. Smooth nib, wet nib. They've done an excellent job on their pens. So he got in touch with me a few days ago. He's going to send me the newest, I think it's called the President pen, to come out. So now, back to Fountain Pen Revolution. Now, Kevin has pens made in India, but they go strictly by how Kevin wants his pens made. They have to follow his instructions. So, and Kevin's pens are really nice as well. you know, does he have the click? I think he might, I'm not sure, but in the same line, I've only once tried a Indian pen where it wasn't any good. Believe me, this was years and years ago. It was a big pen. I forgot the name of it. It leaked. Then I got stopped leaking. Then it wouldn't write. Then it was scratchy. So I got a hold of the seller. Very nice, humble and kind. He said, Larry, pick any pen you want. And they had some high-end pens, you know? So I said, any pen I want? And I said, I only paid like, what, 30 bucks for this pen, 20 bucks, and you have them for 150, 175, anything. I'm so sorry. I said, no. I said, just send me another pen like I bought. I don't want to do that to him. You know, I'm not going to take advantage of that. You know, it happens sometimes, you know, that's life. So I did like the way the seller handled that. So, you know, I think Indian pens have come a long way, but again, it depends who you getting your pens from, because everybody's different. It's all about quality control. Are they checking their pens? So there.
Also,
okay,
it's a Model 4C, I forgot to say. And the Magna Carta Ebonite feed units come in 4 different colors. Green, like I have, red, orange, and black, for anyone who's interested.
Well, okay, folks, before we hang up, let me say this. On every Tuesday from now on, it's just going to be set in stone. We're going to have our Zoom meetings, okay? Unless I'm feeling so bad I cannot make it, okay? But every Tuesday, it'll be on. Everybody got that? Now, again, unless I'm feeling bad, I'm not in the mental hospital, I won't be doing it. Okay, so
Hey,
anyway.
Larry, real quick, did you ever consider having Ryan Krusak on the show?
Have a what?
Ryan Krusak on the show?
Hey, run a video.
I think I did, yeah.
Did
Yeah.
must be before I was okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not been on, but I know that I told Larry about Ryan. And recently Ryan's got a health issue right now. And he's got a health issue.
Pens for a while. Yeah, I wasn't commissioned him to make a pen with a hand painted owl for me, but then I found out about his condition, so hopefully he'll
Yeah.
but you are familiar with his work, right, Larry?
Yeah. So let's see. Also, okay, now Mike Riggs, you know, here's a gentleman that I want y'all, if you can, to be on Thursday. He's a custom pin maker about, I think, 2.5 years, and wait till you see his work. Incredible, unbelievable work. The new stuff that he's come up with, the new ideas of converting these blocks of nothing into something of a work of art. It just, well, you'll have to see it to believe it. So he'll be on. What
This
else?
Thursday at 6:30?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, if there's any changes, I'll get on the group and let everybody know, and then I'll put it in my Facebook groups as well, or Mr. Lance as well. So, again, the giveaway for my green is
22nd
of January. What are y'all doing New Year's Eve? Anybody? Tony, you'll be jamming, won't you?
Yeah, wedding reception.
Yeah, Tony be doing this. Yes, sir. My bambino. Yeah.
I'm going to be celebrating with family because, well, I'm from Russia, and that's when in Russia Santa comes on New Year's Eve, not on Christmas. This is a big thing, so I'll be celebrating New Year's Eve with family.
Liz, what are you doing for New Year's?
No plans.
Right, that's one.
I'll be with you guys.
Dan, what are you doing for New Year's?
You say Dan or Stan?
Dan!
Me? I don't know. I have to ask my wife.
That's a maybe too.
I might be able to make it, yeah.
Troy, what are you doing for New Year's?
Probably just sitting right here in my living room, my kids waiting for the midnight to tick off, and probably either watching movies or watching what little of a celebration they got left in New York City.
Well, that's a maybe 3, and we'll go to Mr. Justin.
So in Spokane, they have this place called Jedi Alliance. and it's a non-profit church of geekhood. And they have, it's basically an old school arcade. And they've got all the old cabinets, maybe about 20 or 30 pinball tables. And they open up and they're going to have a New Year's Eve party. It's like $15 and you can be a pinball wizard all night and play all the old school cabinet games.
Nice.
So yeah, I think I'll take the kids there, maybe.
Hey, Justin, take some pictures and send them to me. Love to see it. I love pinball machines, man.
Yeah, man, they've got some really good ones too. They've got like the really old school mechanical ones that are just mechanical completely with the bells and all that. And he's got more modern ones that are made recently. He's got like a Game of Thrones one and a Stranger Things one.
Wow.
So he's got a pretty cool selection. It's pretty awesome. We're kind of privileged to have it, you know.
Okay, now we're going to go to Mr. Dr. Joe himself. Oh, hello. I'll get
There's a restaurant by me that I frequent a lot, and it's called the Cork and Flame. I'll be celebrating the New Year's, bringing in the New Year's up there. They have a special event planned, so that's where I'll be.
Nice. Hey, I've got to ask a question before we jump off. Have any of you ever heard of Mr. Cypress on Instagram? Mr. Cypress, I've been wanting to possibly buy one of these pens. I think you all would be very interested if you check it out. It's Mr._Cypress on Instagram. It's MR_Cypress. I think it's some very interesting pens that for very good price that like Irushi and inlaid stuff. It's incredible. I just have not pulled. I wanted to find out if anyone else knew about that.
Well, that was Mr.
I put a link. They're beautiful.
Huh?
I just put a link up. They're amazing.
Yeah, isn't that something?
That rooster one's really cool.
And the pricing on them it's not really outrageous. It's $300.
What?
350, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool looking. I've never heard of them.
Yeah. I bet every time I see it pop up and I think, oh, I'm interested in maybe buying one of those because they've got the Rodin in it. They use Rodin and they use Irushi and some other stuff. But I don't know. I'm no familiarity with them other than what I see online.
Yeah, I'm looking at one that looks very similar to that Tassi I bought. It's squared off finials, but that can't be $300. That's got to be up there.
He usually has pricing on there. It's when he lists on the fountain pen for sale. I think sometimes you'll find it there on Facebook.
Pretty amazing.
They'll show up on it.
Okay. Well, we may get together. I'm not sure for New Year's Eve sometime. I'm not sure, but I'll let everybody know. Just depends again how I feel. So now before we end this video, we're going to end it this time in a very unusual way. And if I offend anybody, I don't mean to. If you get mad or upset, I don't mean to do that. But I need to do this, I guess, for me and for who I'm talking about. And I can mention some names and I'm not going to mention others. But some people may take offense to this, but I don't think any of you will. I hope not. But we have all these killer diseases out that are killing us, killing kids, and anybody comes to cancer, whatever it's going to be. Today I was notified of a very dear friend bad news, and I'm gonna say no more about that. It's just bad. Also, there's a friend of Mr. Announcer at school. Would you like to share that?
One of the 7th grade science teachers approached me just before Christmas that I need to take over the robotics club because he's going to be undergoing chemo for a very rare form of cancer.
So that's two. This is another cancer victim. And so now we've got Jim Hines that has had so many problems, health issues, bless his heart, and he's hanging in there for his love for what he does. And then we have Frank from Federal Pens and Paper, his father that had some bad health issues. And then do you remember and also a friend of mine named Julian that has some really, really hard health issues. And there's so many other people that I don't want to mention names or step on any toes that are not well. And I look at myself being a big baby crybaby here, and then I find all this out, and I can't hold a candle to a lot of these. And I just can't heal them. I'm powerless. I can't do anything for them, and they have families, and I'm just sick over it. I really am. It's just something I have no control of. So we're going to end this session right now, and Dan's going to say just a short prayer. Okay, so Dan.
All right, let's pray, guys. Lord, we do thank you that we have the opportunity to ask you for anything that is heavy upon our hearts, Lord. Your word teaches us that, and we believe that and receive that promise. And we would like to bring before you all these individuals that are on Larry's heart and on Mr. Announcer's heart, and perhaps some others that even are on some of the other minds that are here today. Lord, families that are hurting, people that are sick, children that are sick. Lord, we would like to just pray that you would reach out your hand and touch those who are the objects of our affection tonight, Lord, that you would reach out your hand and that you would express your wonderful love and your power. And Lord, that you would heal the sick as you have always done. Lord, your word teaches us that you are the same yesterday and today and forever. And your name is Jesus, and we believe in you and trust that you would do this as we ask humbly before you. And as a group of friends, we ask you to touch the people that are upon our hearts tonight. We ask in your name, Jesus. Amen.
And that goes for Dr. Joe, your friend, the pen maker as well.
Yes.
And to him as well. So people, thank you all for joining me today. We'll see you next week.
Hey, Larry, before we go, buddy.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, can you shoot me a list of those names for the people you're just talking about? I'm a cancer survivor myself, so that stuff's pretty close to me, and I'd like to add them to my daily prayer list.
Yeah.
That's cool. You just message me on Facebook or whatever.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. All right.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I kind of can relate. I know that terror.
Right. Yeah, because Justin, maybe on his next journey here, he might share his story with you. How's that, Justin?
Yeah, that'd be cool, man, because cancer's no joke.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. So when he comes on next time, I'm going to let him share his story about it, because really, definitely a story. All right, folks, that's it. I'm out of here, because you know what I got to do? I got to take medicine, take an ice cold shower, and eat ice cream in bed.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you all.
Ice cream.
Happy New Year.
I want wine for Doc New Year's.
I'm going to ship you a snowball.
All right. I get in all that. So, yeah, we're going off right now. I think Mr. Announcer's doing it, not me, because I don't know what I'm doing. I never know.
Hey, guys.